Hey there, it's Olivia-Savannah from Olivia's Catastrophe and welcome to week 2 of my Gothtober vlogs. So far today all I've done is painted my nails red for this second week, blood red, and I have been doing some filming. I've been filming my September wrap-up. All of my wrap-ups are late, I need to catch up, but I like to film them on time nonetheless. I'm gonna take some Instagram photos, then I'm going to sit down and read because I really need to get some reading done. So the book that I'm going to be focusing on tackling today is The Woods Are Always Watching by Stephanie Perkins. I've read 40 pages now, and I mentioned in the last vlog that I wasn't particularly enjoying this one because there was too much telling, not enough showing, but now that we've got all of the bulk basis information out of the way, it seems to be pushing harder and leaning into the creepy vibes a bit more. So maybe this book could redeem itself. We shall find out throughout the course of today. A bit of a reading update because have the tables turned. I have been reading The Woods Always Watching. I get most of my reading done on a Sunday morning before church because I just lay in bed and read until it's time to get up and get ready for church, which was really nice. It was my first week going to a new church here that's nearby the new flat and everybody was very friendly. But in terms of The Woods Are Watching, I've only got about 80 pages left. And I'm really enjoying it, which I did not expect from the way that I was talking about this book in the first vlog. It just goes to show how reading can be such a journey. Now it's really bringing all of that show to the table. It's very much leaning into some of the typical teenagers hiking in the woods kind of horror vibes, and I'm here for it. I'm here for those vibes. I really enjoy films like that, and I also am really enjoying this book because I've just never really read a book that captures those elements from the film so well in fiction, and I'm just having a blast with it. I think the two main characters, who are girls, do have their vulnerabilities. One of them has asthma, one of them wears glasses. Those vulnerabilities you'll see quite a bit in horror because it just adds an extra element, and there are some things that are coming into play that are building the suspense, and all I want to do is keep reading. But I finished reading a book. I finished The Woods Always Watching for the monochrome angel prompt, and I have to say this is by no means a blow your mind kind of read, but it's just so much fun that I still recommend it. And I'm very much looking forward to reading the other book that's horror by Stephanie Perkins, There's Someone in Your House. I'm just impressed when authors can do two very different genres very well. Today during the day I'm going to be meeting up with a friend. I'm going to be working from my old house because there's some work going to be done on it and I just need to let people in. So I'm going to be walking around Wanstead Flats with her, which is going to be very nice, and I'll be having a cuppa with some of the neighbours there before I head back. So for this part of the vlog I'm going to be doing a little bit of an unboxing. Hannah has sent me some of the Gothtober items, so you can buy a Gothtober merch box and you can get all of the angel items, all of the demon items, all of the death items, or you can go onto Waypoint Books and just buy certain items like just the mugs or just the bookmarks. So if you see something here where you don't want a whole box, then you can do it. And also the candles come from Becca's Etsy shop, so these are not included in the boxes, in the merch boxes, but you can go and buy them on Becca's Etsy, and I'll leave a link to that down below as well. But I've got a bit of a mismatch of items here because I've got some of the merch that's in the angel box, but I've also got all of the candles. The Gothtober keyring that you have, and it says Gothtober, and it says Gothtober 2021 on it, which, especially for us hosts, just feels like such a good memento for all the work that goes into the readathon and that it happened, and it's amazing. I have got here the stationery notepads for the angel team. What they say at the bottom there is "Not today, Satan," which is exactly what angels say every single day, including myself. So I really like that. I'm a huge fan of making to-do lists. I live off my to-do lists, so it's always nice to have some stationery to write some out by hand and write myself some reminders. Then we've got the 3 Gothtober bookmarks for each team. So on the back there, it's got like Gothtober print, so that's what all of the backs look like. But then each bookmark comes with, am I holding these upside down? I am. Each bookmark has like a different symbol or like artsy bit on it, and each of them have a different quote. So I'll just read them out to you. So this one with a snake on it is the demon one. Being chased by hellhounds and blowing things up were comparatively unimportant parts of the job. I don't know why that makes me think of Supernatural, is that a quote, and I'm just not cottoning on. Then for the angel team one, it says, "Once upon a time an angel and a devil fell in love. It did not end well." And then last but not least, we have the death one. "There is nowhere death will not go, no matter how distant or how dangerous. In fact, the more danger it is, the more likely he is already to be there." I'm gonna move on to the scented candles. I love a good scented candle, so it makes me so happy to have all 3 of them here. I can't wait to burn them. So the first one I'm going to show you is the death candle. It is black with sparkles in it, and the scent is mandarin orange, plum, caramel, and honey. Oh, yum. I'm going to show you the demon's candle. But the demon one is a beautiful deep pink with sparkles as well. Smells good. But of course, I saved my favourite candle to last, because my favourite candle is of course the angel candle. It is white and very angelic, and it's got light pink sparkles, and it smells like damask rose, clove, and praline. And that's my favourite one. It just smells so good. I love being Team Angel. Hashtag heavenly halos for life. Okay, the next thing is the Angel's mug, which my sister Simone told me is her favourite item, and that it looks like this. So you can see the handle is black, inside is black, but it says Team Angel and it's got wings on it, which is a really nice like colour combo, and all of the mugs have this, although Team Death and Team Demon have different images on them. And then last but not least, my favourite item by far. As soon as Hannah showed me this design, I was like, I need this in my life. It's the best tote of all 3 of them, I'm afraid. Sorry other teams, but Hannah made these great tote bags. Can you see that? Can you see that? So on this tote bag, you've got like the angelic hand reaching out, and it says, "My guardian angel loves me. You? Not so much." And then it says Gothtober 2021 on it, and I love that because angels have sass. People think angels are all angelic beings, but they can be until you do something wrong, or you do something terrible, or they film a rotten review. Then the sass can come out, and that's how it be with angels. So that's the merch that I have now, and I'm so happy. Another mug for the mug collection, another tote for the admittedly growing tote collection, but this is my favorite tote that I own now. Sorry to all the rest. So hi, I'm here to just quickly close out this vlog, and yeah, before we do so, we should have a reading update because I finished reading something. So I finished reading Why is Bewitching by Helen Oyeyemi. I don't know why I was dancing around when I said that I finished something, because I did not like this book. It was just not the one for me. It's strange and it's weird, but it wasn't strange and weird in a way that I liked. I enjoyed that it was a very unique writing style, but it did mean I got quite a bit lost in the story. I did not think the ending was that haunting. It didn't leave the lingering haunting feeling that I think it was supposed to, and I just wasn't very impressed with this one, so that was a shame. But I'm going to be counting it for the sentient house prompt, I think. We also had the reading sprints, but in the Angel first round of reading sprints I started reading Vespertine by Margaret Rogerson, and those reading sprints were very, very fruitful because I read 1/4 of the book, 100 pages, and I am really enjoying it. This one is set in a world where these spirits exist. I'm trying to explain this book, and our main character had been possessed as a child, and she's in this school where she could stay at this low level or excel, and she doesn't want to excel, but when the city comes under attack she kind of ends up caught in the middle of it and maybe working along with a spirit that she did not expect. What I love about Margaret Rogerson's writing is especially how she manages to make characters that don't like each other, that don't want to work with each other, have to begrudgingly work together, and it makes for the best banter, it makes for the best sass. Even though it's the first 100 pages of a fantasy book, I easily slipped into the world, no problem, and I'm just having a blast. It's so fun. Margaret Rogerson books are always so much fun. And the last book I have to tell you about is called The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood, which I'm buddy reading with Mariana Quesada. That's her channel name. She's wonderful. Go and check her out. I'm laughing because we tried to buddy read something else, didn't work out because we both weren't enjoying the book. And I was not planning to read a romance in the middle of Gothtober, and I was not planning to read a good romance that's keeping me up every night because I'm reading it all the time and I'm reading chapters on all of my breaks, and it's just consuming my life because it's literally the only thing I can think about. And yet here we are with The Love Hypothesis. This book is an adult romance book that focuses on a fake dating situation between two scientists, and the fake dating situation is just so valid and justifiable. Olive is a fantastic main character. She's like a grad school student, and I can definitely relate to the way that she stresses, the way that she feels sometimes, and the love interest is great. I love them two together, and it's just very good characters, very cute fake dating relationships, and the friendships are a key part of it. I love seeing good friendships in a romance book. I just read it. I think while I've been talking about it I've been smiling because I just read it and I smile and I'm happy, and it's making my life a perfect glow, which is good because I need that dose of happiness. So that's my reading update. This vlog has been successful because I've done more reading than in the week 1 vlog. I'm going to end it here, do some yoga. Comment down below what genre makes you the happiest when you read it. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button if you want to see more, and don't forget to hit that notification bell to be updated every time I have a new video. I'll see you in the next one. You know what they say, onwards and upwards. Excelsior.